Hello, redeemed, righteous family. It is great to be back. As promised, I'm back again, and today I'm going to be doing a get to know me. Thank you so much to the redeemed, righteous family, those of you who reached out to me and sent some very interesting questions. But before we do that, I've got someone who's going to help me today to do a quick fire up questions. So that's gonna warm me up, and then I'm gonna answer the questions as honestly as possible. So take it away, Keisha.
Android or Apple?
Android, of course, everyone knows. I have an Android and I'm not ashamed.
Trainers or heels?
Trainers, because it's more practical, yeah.
Braids or weave?
Braids any day. Braids any day.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike, of course, keep it classic.
Physical Bible or e-Bible?
Physical Bible. There's just something about holding, a physical Bible, and I like the smell of books as well. So yeah, I'll say Bible. Thank you, Keisha. Let's crack on. So the first, before I even actually delve into the questions, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. So the first question here is, what's my full name? So my full name is Jessica Nana Bafo Answer. So yeah, that's all my surname, by the way, the Nana Bafo Answer. Yeah, I know it's really long. Ask my dad why, but I like it. That's my name. So the next question here is, why did you start Redeemed Righteous Girl? I started Redeemed Righteous Girl because those of you who may know me, I'm very passionate about women. And I realised that as well. There's a lot of things out there for women. I feel like a lot of the things that were out there were not positive and were not encouraging women. So I was like, why not start something that will empower women to know who they are in Christ? And also, I enjoy talking, so I was like, why not? Let me jump onto YouTube. So which channel do I already watch on YouTube? Okay, I've got a few, to be fair, that I'm quite committed to. So I love Tolulupe Solutions. For those of you who know Pastor Funke, that's Pastor Funke's daughter-in-law. She's amazing. I love her to bits. Yes, I follow her on YouTube. I also really love amit&michelle, Gabe's and Anna, and I also love IMFL, my very own sister on IMFL. So yeah, those are some of the few YouTube, and of course, I do, to be fair, I don't really watch it that often now, but I do love a bit of Maxwell Jennings. So Maxwell Jennings is a photographer and a videographer, and he kind of records these like really amazing weddings, and I just love to watch them with my sisters. So yeah. How do you keep busy during the lockdown? Okay, I'll be honest. At the beginning of lockdown, I was sleeping, watching Netflix, Amazon Prime, eating and just chilling, but then I realized that this is actually not the way to go. So I repented, made a timetable. So my day includes doing my devotion, doing my quiet time, my Bible study, working on YouTube, my YouTube content also, and developing. My siblings and I actually recently started a family business, so that's keeping us on our toes. And then colouring as well. I really love colouring. That's something that one of my mums from church actually introduced me to, my pastor's wife. And it's fantastic. I love colouring in. What sports do you play or have you played? Oh God. I don't really play sports anymore. But to be fair, before lockdown, I was going to the gym, so hopefully that counts. But before, actually, I really loved doing athletics and also netball. I went to girls' school, so netball was almost a given when you go to girls' school. In the UK, netball's almost a given, but yeah, I really enjoyed playing netball, and I usually played centre, and athletics, I did 100 metres, 200 and relay, and sometimes long jump as well. What is your favourite movie and why? I don't really have a favourite movie, but a movie I could watch over and over and over and over again is Bridget Jones.
I'm pregnant.
Just because it's so funny and it's so British, and I like rom-coms. I like easy to follow films that just makes me laugh. And Bridget Jones. Why not 1 or 2 actually? I don't mind, or 3. My most memorable vacation, or my most memorable holiday. Vacation sounds really American, doesn't it? But my most memorable holiday. Ooh, that's a hard one. I think it would probably have to be when I went to Paris when I was in uni. So Law Society, we went on tour to Paris. And it's memorable for the wrong reasons, to be fair. We got on the metro and we saw a woman being robbed, and the people who were robbing her had knives out, and we kind of curled up. It was a surreal experience, actually. We kind of huddled together in a group and were scared, like praying and hoping that they wouldn't come to us, because it was so obvious that we were tourists. We were speaking English, and but that was really bizarre. But then nothing happened to us, and the way they robbed her was really strange. They robbed her when they had just gotten onto the metro, so we had to wait till the next stop for them to get off. So we were just kind of like cuddled up together and scared and just hoping that they wouldn't do anything to us. But God being so good, nothing happened to us. But it was weird how we all watched as well and no one kind of intervened. I think when everyone saw the knife, everyone was kind of scared, so everyone kind of just tried to mind their business. What was your dream job as a kid? My dream job has always to become a barrister. Law has, since the age of like 7 or 8, I've always wanted to become a lawyer. I just think it's really cool being able to represent people. I've just always found it really, really cool to be able to do. What do you do in your free time if you have one? Okay, the person who sent me that, it's a private joke, but what do I do in my free time if I have one? I like to read in my free time. I like reading a lot and just chilling, being around my family, being around my friends, colouring in, as I said. I like cooking, I like eating in my free time, and I'm also learning to enjoy sleeping, because sleep is actually really important and is really needed. So what are my pet peeves? Oh my gosh, I have quite a few pet peeves. My first pet peeve, and my siblings and parents can testify to this, I don't understand why lights are kept on when no one's in the room, or I don't understand why plugs are left on when no one's using the plug. So I go around in my house switching off lights, switching off plugs. Another pet peeve I have is usually when I get public transport, whether that be the tube or the bus, and let's say it's really packed and there's clearly an elderly person standing up, and a lot of the times the elderly person is like shaking, and you can tell that they have like mobility issues. Because they're actually struggling to stand, and then you see a vibrant young person sitting down and just staring at the elderly person. That really, really irks me. And there actually has been an occasion where on a packed tube, I actually had to kind of call people and was just like, could someone please get up for this gentleman to sit down, because it's just like, come on, have manners now. I have a 91-year-old granddad, and if he was in that position, I would want someone to get up for him. So come on, guys, like that just really, really irks me. Another pet peeve. What are my other pet peeves? I have quite a few. What other pet peeves do I have? When I see people littering, especially when there's a bin around, I can't comprehend. Like, why litter? Please just use the bin. Like, come on, let's be stewards. That really irks me a lot. Do you have any memories of you in primary school? Do I have any memories? Yes, I have lots of memories. One memory that I really love from primary school, in my primary school, we used to have discos. We used to have school discos, and that was really cool. Everyone would dress up, would plan what we would wear. Sometimes the girls would like try and match. Like, everyone should wear sequences and glitter, and it was really cool. And it was like, it was almost like mini clubbing, and everyone thought it was really amazing. And in year 6 as well, we had like a year 6 barbecue, and then a rounders match against students and teachers. That was really cool. And then we had a barbecue, and that was really, really, really cool. And we felt like we were, big kids. That was really, really, really cool. What are your favorite values in friends? What are your favorite values in friends? I think one of the values that I really appreciate in a friendship is friends who are able to be honest with me, even if that honesty hurts, when they can, really give it to me. I can think of a few friends here who can really give it to me. And I do appreciate that, because sometimes, a lot of the time, not even sometimes, a lot of the times we do need to hear that. And a friend who's also trustworthy, so someone I can go to and actually really be vulnerable to, and they're not going to use that against me. And also a friend who's prayerful, a friend who will pray for me when I'm down, or if I'm being negative, a friend who will kind of remind me to be positive and will use the word of God to kind of challenge my thinking. That's really important to me. The next question is actually quite interesting. Do I believe in the one? So like having a soulmate. I'm sorry to burst your bubbles, guys, but I don't believe that there's the one, because that's just, imagine, that's too much pressure. Imagine if the one for me is in China and I'm currently in London. That's just too much pressure on me. Our paths may never cross. I don't believe there's the one, but I do believe there's certain people that we're not compatible with. Having said that, I don't think there's the one person. There are a variety of people we could marry, but once we make that decision, I believe that person becomes the one, and that's the person we have to love and commit the rest of our lives to. Oh my gosh, the $1 million question. I hope my pastor's not watching. I hope my mum's not watching. I hope, yeah, all the aunties are not watching. When are you getting married?
Marry? When will you marry? When will you marry? Will it be this year or next year? Will you be single forever? Jesus, when will you marry? When will you marry Jehovah?
Okay, yeah, so this question is becoming quite frequent now, isn't it? When am I getting married? I'm going to get married as soon as my Prince Charming comes my way, sweeps me off my feet and proposes. But yes, of course, I would love to get married. I believe I will get married one day. But yes, as soon as my Prince Charming comes my way and proposes, yeah, you'll be given the wedding date, guys. Okay, this is funny. How do I develop a sweet tooth? Okay, so I can't. The question is more so, how did I develop a sweet tooth? So clearly this person knows me somewhat and they're kind of exposing me, but it's all good. I developed my sweet tooth when I went to uni, I think. I developed my sweet tooth when I went to uni. I actually got to a point where I got so addicted to Jaffa cakes that I had to ban myself because it was just ridiculous. I could eat Jaffa cakes in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. I think I got my sweet tooth out of rebellion, because at home, before I went off to uni, we were quite healthy, like mum's buying brown bread, fruits, making sure we're eating our veg. So I think I just got the sweet tooth out of rebellion, really. And then obviously the office culture as well. You'll have colleagues offering you cakes and biscuits and stuff. So I think that's how I developed my sweet tooth. But that is something I'm working on and I'll get there. Okay, some deeper questions. Okay, I will try one of these ones, guys. The question is, you seem very rooted in your Christian walk. How did it all begin and what did you do to develop it? Okay, I would say this is like 2 questions in one. I seem deeply rooted in Christ. Glory to God. It doesn't always feel that way. How did it all begin? I think I would say it began by accident in 2009 when I went to a church youth camp with my twin, and she decided that she wanted to be baptized and she wanted to be born again, and she was like, Jessica, what are you sitting there for? And I was like, oh no, I'll probably do this when I'm 16 or 18. So I kind of just followed Jen to get baptized. But then after that, actually, I realized that, wow, I actually do need God, because there were so many things that I wanted to change, but the more I tried, the harder it became. And one of the things I wanted to change about myself was learning to manage my anger, because I actually had a serious anger issue at that age. And I think realizing my weaknesses is what made me come to Christ. I hope that hopefully that answers that question. And what am I doing to develop it? I think it's an ongoing thing. One thing that's really helped me, having a mentor, so someone who I look up to and can speak to, having a mentor has really helped me. Also, just be more proactive about my Christian walk. So investing in a study Bible has really helped me. Listening to sermons, reading a lot. There are a lot of Christian books out there that has really helped me, and just staying connected and asking questions has really helped me. And also being around like-minded people and friends who can really give it to me when I need to hear it, and also having family who are just there. Yeah, that's really helped me to develop. So yeah, it's an ongoing thing. I'm not by no means am I there yet. I'm still a work in progress. The next question is, you seem very certain on your career path. How did you decide what was the right direction for you? Okay, that's interesting actually, because there have been doubts along the way. But yeah, I am quite set on my career path, which is to become a barrister. I am quite set on it. How did I decide? I think from a young age, I decided that I wanted to become a barrister, just because I would get very enraged when I would see injustice. I enjoyed being able to speak for people, and I also enjoyed writing. So English has always been my favourite subject in school, and all these things kind of gave me the heart to want to become a barrister. And then also doing work experience, being privileged enough to find people willing to take me on to shadow them, allowed me to see that becoming a barrister is actually something that I've wanted to do. There have definitely been challenges along the way, and times where I've questioned myself. I'm like, Jessica, I don't think I'm cut out for this, but I'm set that that's what I want to do. And again, I think, especially in a sector such as law in the UK, I believe that there needs to be more diversity, and I think there needs to be more black women. And I think that's another thing, that's something that stirs me on and makes me want to do it. So yeah, I am very set. By God's grace, I will get there. God help me. What has been some challenges you have faced growing up, and how have you overcome them? I think the first one I would say is being a twin. It's very easy for people, subconsciously, my parents, I would say, have done a great job actually not falling into that trap, but being a twin, it's very easy for people to compare you to your twin. So I think that's been something that I've had to deal with, seeing myself as an individual. But my parents have done a fantastic job in making sure that we are individuals. Jessica likes English, Jennifer likes maths, so that's something that I had to deal with. I think another thing I had to deal with is the feeling of being inferior, and this is something I really experienced at uni. I went to uni where the majority actually of my course mates were from private schools, and I came from a state school. So a state school, I'd say in the UK, is like a government school, and that made me feel inferior and made me feel like, okay, why are you here? You don't deserve to be here. But then, after my mom gave me a Ghanaian lecture about no, stick it out, it actually made me realise that no, I'm here for a reason, and yes, I can do it. So those are some of the things. Another challenge I had to overcome was the challenge of my mindset. So seeing a lot of negative examples of marriages made me have that mindset that what is the point of marriage? But I kind of overcame that because the Holy Spirit really, has worked on my mind to realise that the examples that what I'm seeing is not necessarily going to be my story if I marry God's way. So just renewing my mind on that has really helped. And that just because people around you have gone through negative experiences, it doesn't mean that is that won't be my story. I just have to take lessons from that and make sure not to make those mistakes, and just to rely on God to have a successful marriage. I think that's another thing. Yeah, another challenge I was saying that I have faced is overthinking and fretting. So because I want things a particular way, I'll overthink it so much and I'll end up not doing anything. But I've come to realise, and I'm continuing to work on this, and how I'm working on it is by reminding myself that, Jessica, you getting worked up about this is not adding anything. You getting worked up at this is not going to change the situation. So what I try and do now, every single time a negative thought comes into my head, I combat that with the word of God that tells me that God has a plan for me, a plan to prosper me, a plan to see me through to an expected end. I deal with it by speaking to God about it. If something is frustrating me, if I feel like things aren't changing, I'm speaking to God about it. And then I also like to speak to trusted friends who I can be accountable to, and can be like, Jessica, you're overthinking this, like, relax. So yeah, that's something that I'm still working on. Yeah, so those are some of the challenges that I faced. Finally, oh my gosh, okay. I hope my pastor does not watch this. Do I see myself in full-time ministry? I think it would depend. This is not me even trying to dodge this question at all, but it depends on the context of the question. I believe that when one is walking in their purpose, that is their full-time ministry. So if it is God's purpose for me to be a barrister and to speak for those who need me to speak for them, who need me to advocate for them, so then that is me carrying out my full-time ministry in that sense. However, if you mean, I hope I'm answering the question, but if you mean full-time ministry in the sense of like my Monday to Sunday work would be working in a church for God, then never say never, because you just never know. However, I would have to feel a very strong conviction that God has called me to do that. Yeah, because it's not a joke. I think that answers the question, but yes, yeah, I think I've answered it. So never say never is what I've said. and I would really need strong conviction that God is calling me to do that, because it's not a joke. Being a pastor is not a joke at all. Yeah, shout out to all the pastors, but yeah. So yes, that brings me to the end of the Get to Know Me tag. Let me know your thoughts, comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And just a huge thank you as well to the Redeemed Righteous Girl family for sending your questions. Hopefully you're satisfied with the answers. I've tried to be as open and honest as possible. And yeah, let me hear from you. It was great to spend more time with you, Redeemed Righteous family. And yeah, and just keep your eyes peeled for the next video. Bye. And remember, stay home and stay safe. God bless. Bye.